Hey guys, it's Girl Got Game. Welcome back to Hakuoki Kyoto Wins, where we're doing Susumu Yamazaki's Unrequited love ending. So we've loaded chapter 5 with low romance, and the first choice, we had to pick something different than we did last time around. So instead of I'm scared to leave you, we're going to say I want to be helpful. I imagine at least the bad end, if not this, is going to be Yamazaki dying, because he always dies. Under normal circumstances, he always dies, so I've prepared myself for that, but we shall see. Anyway, let's start with the first choice. I've been watching the Shinsengumi all these years. That's why I feel the way I do. Now is the time where I want to help you all, more than ever. All this time, they've gone out of their way to protect me, which left me with no real choice. I mean, I could make sure everyone's fed, and I could help clean and repair equipment. That's why I really, more than anything, want to stay here.
I'm going to repeat myself. I can't promise that this place will keep you safe. If war breaks out, they'll come straight for us.
I'm well aware of that! I'd nearly shouted at him, and he laughed faintly.
Well, if you've already made up your mind, there's nothing else for me to say.
Alright, and then the whole my dear thing happens. He's like, well, I guess I just won't argue with you. Okay, so let's skip to the next choice then, since everything's the same. As much as I love that adorable scene that happened. I think the next choice is the same as the one we picked for the good ending. But I'll save there because we will have to change our choice for the bad ending when we get there. What was that choice again? Oh yes, this discussion. Okay, so let's save. I'll come back here eventually. Boop. Okay. I know a butterfly landed on your heart there. Okay. I assume we're gonna still evacuate. I wonder if Yamazaki still stands up to Toshi in the bad ending or not. Did our prior conversation have an impact on him there? Is that the turning point? I don't know. Be interesting. Aw, Shimada's still like, you two are so cute together. And then Inoue comes to warn us. Good grief. The shots. Alright. So we're running. Those guys find us. Yamazaki gets shot. Gets rid of them. Okay. What was the last thing before this? Okay, the pool of blood part. He watched as I'd frantically tried to wrap and apply pressure to his wounds, and he spoke.
Yukimura, listen carefully. I can barely move this leg. So, you must run off by yourself.
Shut up, please. I lent him my shoulder, helping him stand, and I'd summoned my remaining strength to get us walking. If you could just shut up right now.
Stop it. There's no way you can make it there if you're carrying me.
No! No matter how low the odds were, there was no way I could leave Yamazaki behind. Never tell me the odds. I dragged Yamazaki with his arms over my shoulder, desperate to put distance between us and the Satsuma. How far did you get?
There they are! They got a wounded one!
However... Yes? What? I couldn't realistically expect things to go as I'd hoped them to in a time of war. We'd reached the edge of a cliff, and I'd fallen to my knees from absolute exhaustion.
Why don't you leave me behind? There's a chance you'll still make it if you go alone.
You've saved me countless times in the past, Yamazaki. It's my turn now. There's no way I'm leaving a comrade behind. My answer was curt, and I'd looked over the cliff. I made up my mind. Are you crazy? Let's die together. Let's jump from here. This isn't a steep cliff. It's a slope. There are plenty of trees. It's risky, but if it works out...
But even if we survive, they can't verify we're dead without bodies, so they will continue to come after us.
Even so, we can buy ourselves some time.
Yukimura, you're far too optimistic to be out on the battlefield. I knew it. We should have never gotten you involved. You deserved a far more peaceful life.
Yamazaki slowly reached for my cheeks with his hands. If you push her off the cliff, I will scream. And he stroked them softly before placing his arm back onto my shoulders.
Goodbye, Yukimura.
Huh? I knew it! I freaking knew it! Yamazaki, no! Why?
Please, survive.
Ah! It felt like my body was floating for a second, then my consciousness went black. Yamazaki pushed me down the cliff. When I'd regained consciousness, I looked to the sky, then attempted to climb back up, but I couldn't see any sign of either the Satsuma warriors or Yamazaki. I was immediately filled with fear and regret, and only with a faint glimmer of hope could I head for Osaka. When I'd arrived at Osaka Castle, I was welcomed by the Shinsengumi, who'd felt genuine relief from my safety. But Yamazaki wasn't here with us. I prayed for his safe return, and I waited in front of the castle each day for as long as they'd let me. One day after the next passed. As the war seemed to reach its conclusion, it was decided that the Shinsengumi would return to Edo. I approached Hijikata soon after. I will stay here. Yamazaki may return. Luckily, if I were to remove my male disguise, no one would notice that I used to be a member of the Shinsengumi. Even after the Shinsengumi had left and the men continued to fight in Edo, I stayed in Osaka. For now, I am simply a girl living in the city, waiting for a man who would never return. Oh my goodness. Really? That is so sad. That is really, really sad. Not only did he sacrifice himself for her after daintily holding her cheeks, then she's like, I know he's dead, but I'm staying here waiting for something that's never going to happen. Wow. What is with these unrequited love endings happening that are just absolutely heartbreaking the second half of the game? Sheesh, my poor heart. I don't know if I can handle it. Oh, can we at least die together in the bad end? I'd feel better if we could do that. Oh. Susumu, too pure for this world. Well, I'm gonna be sad about that for a while now. I'm surprised, I guess. I mean, how would you find a cliff in the middle of the forest? I was gonna say, like, didn't anybody go out there to the last place you saw him to see if his body had been left behind or anything? But I guess not. I would really like to know how he's injured normally. Because I always hear about it secondhand. And because she's here, this is not normally how things go down, so I am still curious about that. Maybe we'll see a glimpse of it in the bad end? I don't know. We'll find out. Is that Fiend? Fiend. Wow. She lived out her days in Osaka. And the demon clan never bothered her again. Somehow? We can hope. They couldn't recognize her when she took off her male disguise. Okay. Well, that was the unrequited love ending. So, let's go and try and get that bad ending now. Hopefully I'll see you over there, guys.